Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. In this video, let me introduce ourselves first. My name is Maulidina Tri Amanda and my partner is Rani Oktavia. In this course, Islamic Studies, we are gonna tell you about preservation of family. Here are the content. First, unique understanding of family in Islam. Second is importance of family system. Unique understanding of family in Islam. Islam certainly acknowledges that the individual has specific needs, objectives, and desires. But Islam also recognizes that society also has its specific needs and objectives, and Islam considers the family as the foundation of society. Islam acknowledges all these factors and balance between the rights and the duties of the individual, family, and society. Islam is not necessarily biased to the family. Islam sets a balance between the individual and the family. Islam recognizes the individual as a human. He has his own position, own decision, own rights, own rules, and own responsibilities. Most importantly, the individual will be judged alone on the day of resurrection. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala does not judge a whole family or a whole party or a whole group of people together. The individual person will be held accountable for his or her own, and every one of them will come to him on the day of resurrection. Surah Maryam 1995. And the other surah is, and a burned soul cannot bear the burn of another. Surah Fatir 95:18. These three and other verses of the Quran clearly indicate that eventually it is the individual that will be judged. The individual is accountable and will be judged as an individual. And I want to explain a term in Arabic called as al-aqilah, probably translated as rational. Those who study the penal provision in Sharia will come across this term. To understand what aqilah means, we look at the root of the word in Arabic, akil, which means to tie. Akil here has nothing to do with the mental powers. Akil here means to tie. Akil has to do with tying. That is why when we say that someone is akil, sane, reasonable, rational, it means he has control of his action and ties them. He ties and controls his action. His actions are not unleashed. He doesn't do whatever he likes and control himself because he has a reason. In light of this, what does aqilah mean? The term has nothing to do with reason. It has to do with timing. Al-aqilah in each family means that every member of a family belongs to a group. They are responsible for controlling or tying him. Even if this individual commits a crime. Some scholars say his family is responsible for him and is responsible for him, and they should pay the blood money or related compensation. If he can't pay, the family members will have to pay. The Sharia has detailed on who should cover, perhaps the father, and sometimes the uncle. But the role of the family is clear in tying the behavior of each member. The following hadith illustrates this is Anas ibn Malik reports, a man said, O Messenger of Allah, should I tie my camel and trust in Allah? Or should I leave her untied and trust in Allah? The Prophet Muhammad SAW said, tie her and trust in Allah. Sunnah al-Tirmidzi. So, who control the action of the individual in Islam? The individual himself is firstly responsible to control his action through God. Consequence, after that, he is controlled by the family tie, or al-akila. Only then comes the law and the state. Okay, for the next material will be discussed by my partner. Thank you.
And then the next one is importance of family system. The family system is a fundamental in Islam. Thus, the Sharia aims to preserve the family, encourages the family system to prosper. Legal marriage is obligatory in Islam, so that the correct blood and family ties can be determined and established. The children born out of the marriage and even that are brought into the family by that marriage, that in case of marriage between spouses with existing children, can really know who their parents, grandparents, aunts or step-aunts, uncles or step-uncles, and so on. Many religious rulings like inheritance and permissibility of marriage and even permissibility to expose parts of the body are intrinsically defined based on the details of the family relationship. The Sharia has strict laws concerning filial devotion to keep good relations with kith and kin. Disobedience to parents is condemned as a major sin. Some forms of disobedience to parents entail a legal punishment in this world. For instance, when a child from a wealthy family starts to waste and misuse his money, his family can open a case asking a tribunal really seize his money. He is to be banned from using his money without the permission of his family or a custodian. What's the reason for all that? Because the family is the brick to build a society. Since the family is the brick to build a society, we must preserve it. It is only a social structure. It's both a social and legal structure upon which judicial penalties and criminal laws are based on. Now, we can better appreciate why the Sharia has many laws that not only encourage the family but also preserve it. For example, adultery and all acts leading to it are forbidden because it adulterates kinship and progeny. Adoption or tabani is also forbidden because it causes a mix-up of kinship. It is allowed for all family to adopt a child, take care and support her, but it is forbidden for the child to hold the name of the family while not being a descendant of them. The adopted child does not have blood ties to the family. He and the family that adopted him will be cursed. Again, this is because it makes up the kinship and progeny and creates chaos in the distribution of inheritance, the permissibility of marriage, and even boundaries in daily physical interactions. Family-related laws constitute a huge part of the Sharia. There are laws related to the privacy of siblings, one of the major categories is called munakahat or al-munakahat, loss of marriage, engagement, and desertion. Like desertion is like divorce, that it covers details of when it's allowed to get married to someone but not the other. There are nursing laws that detail the relations of the nursing lady and the child being nursed. The category of family-related laws in the Sharia is so big because its goal is very important to preserve and strengthen the family system, which is the building block society. In Sharia, the family does not negate the individual, and individual does not ignore the family. Both have certain rights and duties to create a balanced and strong building block for the bigger society. The individual isn't to override the family, and neither is the family to undermine the individual. It is such a wonderful balance. Islam has a beautifully unique system. Such a system is non-existent in any other religion or state. No other balanced system exists. It is non-existent, particularly in the West, where individualism rules. That's why I said in the very beginning that it's neither right nor allowed to compare Islam to any other religion. It is incorrect to compare Islam with Christianity. Christianity today is many rituals and relationships with the God they believe in, whereas Islam is a comprehensive system, a complete way of life. We are trying to understand Islam through its goals. We have discussed all the components related to preservation of the essentials as summarized in the diagram below. In the diagram in the PPT, preservation of religion, life, mind, wealth, and family are all part of the Sharia. Not all of it. Preservation of the essentials is part of Sharia, and that Sharia means Islamic law is part of Islam. Now the Islam simplified picture appears more complete. Okay, maybe that's all from us. Thank you so much for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.